My live, is my audio working? Is it might be a slight delay here. Okay, I am live. My audio is working. So thank you. Thank you. Hello everyone. Welcome back. If you are new, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hope you have your tea. Grab a seat because you see the title, you see the thumbnail. You know, today we are going to be doing a reading on Dua Lipa and her alleged engagement to Callum Turner. Callum. I don't know. We're going to call him CT for short. So I know this has been a requested reading and I just never got around to it. And then when I was like, oh, I should finally do it, I hear news that they're now engaged. But whatever, we're going to get into this reading. We're going to see what they're going to do. I do have a couple of other readings. I do have planned to go out this weekend. So keep an eye on those. So this is why you want to make sure that you subscribe and you hit that notification bell because I'm always random. I'm sorry, I'm just random. But yeah, yes, nonetheless, I thank you all for watching and for enjoying my videos, for sharing them, for liking, because, you know, that helps with the algorithm. And it's always a pleasure to see that other people enjoy what you do. But without further ado, I'm just going to get into the rundown. I don't know who CT is, Callum Turner is. I don't know who this guy is. I thought he was, I don't want to say, I thought he was a common individual. I thought he was a general public person, a general figure. But, you know, I thought he was like the rest of us. But apparently not. He is an actor. I don't know how these two met, when these two met. It just came up sometime earlier this year. I seen that she was dating somebody new and now suddenly she's engaged. That's Hollywood. I mean, I don't know. And I know some people are kind of nervous about what this could mean for Dua Lipa because it seems like the last time, because I believe she was engaged to a guy named Armoire. I may be butchering that. I just know he's like the brother or something like that of Gigi and the Hadids. He's the Hadid's brother. She used to be, I think she was engaged to him or they had some like long-term relationship and now she's dating this guy. Or I shouldn't say dating, engaged, alleged engaged, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I know some people are wondering what this is meaning for her music because especially after, was that Houdini, you know, didn't get it quite as well of a reception as Future Nostalgia did. So some people are kind of interested what this is going to mean for her. You know, some people feel like she's going to take the Normani route. Is she going to just go be a, what they call it, a wag or disappear or whatever? She's just going to enjoy her trophy wife life or whatever, which I'm not sure because, again, and I'm not trying to like say this man is not important, but he seems like he's not that well known of an actor, or at least not in my circle of things. I've never heard of this man. In the words of Kiki Palmer, I'm so sorry to this man. I don't know this man. He could have passed me on the street and I would have treated him like an everyday individual. So yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know Caleb. I do know Dua though. Okay. I'm aware of her. But without further ado, without all the gabbing, I am going to do a reading on, is this, what's the deal with this relationship, and then just what's going to be the future for Dua, because I'm sorry, I'm not male focused over here, but I am interested in what's going to be going on with Dua, because I'm sorry, the girlies lately have been, I don't care, black, white, brown, orange, purple, pink, it doesn't matter. Seems like the girls are dating down lately, so I really just don't care. I just want to see what's going to be coming up in this, and if we can expect more music from her. I'm not like the biggest Dua Lipa fan, but you know, the girl has some bops. She has some bops. So yeah, I'm going to shuffle these cards. We're going to see what's coming up in their relationship. And then again, we're going to see what's coming up in their career. But before I pull any cards, anything pop out while I'm in the middle of this shuffle, okay, for Dua and Callum, make sure to note that you exercise your power of discernment, not just throughout my readings, but in everything that you do. Exercise that discernment muscle, okay? I think that's the problem with a lot of people. That comprehension and discernment muscle is not exercised enough. And I encourage you to exercise that here, there, everywhere, okay? Also note that all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only, sprinkled throughout this commentary because I will be giving my opinion on things. They are my personal opinions. They are my beliefs. It is not saying that all of this is true. I will use the word allegedly or hearsay or I heard or is rumored, those kind of things if I'm referring to something that I've heard and can't verify myself. Okay, I didn't hear from the horse's mouth, which is most of these because they're celebrity readings. I am simply an intuitive reader. Think of me as a spiritual translator of sorts. So sometimes there are certain things, as I like to tell you, that I may mistranslate or misinterpret, okay? And so with all of that being said, that's why I say you should exercise your power of discernment at all times, at all costs, because even because I am still human, just because I read cards do not mean that I am all knowing and all seeing. I just want to nip that in the bud right now. So as long as you're okay with that, you're down for the gossip, my interpretation on things, my spin on things, my opinions, we can move forward. So let's see here. What are we going to get? Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Okay, I had to get that out of my system. Okay, so I have a lot of cards that want to come out as I'm shuffling for Dua. So that's just to note that there's a lot of, like, I would say energy. There's a lot that is wanting to be said or done here. I feel like this one wants to come out. Is it two? No, it's one. We have the 8 of disc here, and I'm hearing something about time, timing, time management. Hey, we have Callum's card here, and we have, what do you know, the Fool in reverse. Oh boy. Oh boy. And see, it's a lot that wants to come out. Should I know all of these? It starts off pretty strong with the Hermit, the Tower, and the Death card coming up here. I'm gonna mix these back in, and then I'm gonna reshuffle. I do this so you all can see I'm not just putting all these cards together. Y'all notice that was the Hierophant that we had that when I split this deck, right? Where was it? It was right in here. When I split the deck, the Hierophant came up. Interesting. Oh, I dropped one, sorry. Okay, so this came out in that book of cards that fell out earlier. Was a 10 of Wands, and I think it was in reverse too. We would have to replay the video to see, but I'm not sure. And looky was spelled cookie. The Hierophant came up in reverse underneath, along with the Chariots. Okay, what is some of this pausing energy? And the Empress? Okay. Okay, so the Hierophant to me, I usually think of the person who officiates the wedding. It could be the wedding venue. It could be also family, because sometimes when I see the Hierophant, to me, it's also kind of like those societal structures or those unknown but yet agreed upon kind of like societal contracts or like social contracts that we have with people. It's kind of like those unspoken rules, kind of like um, social cues, those kind of things, cultural things that shape you is also another thing I kind of think of when I see the Hierophant. But to me, this is more so reading like the person who officiates the wedding, and I'm not sure why that's coming up in reverse. That doesn't make sense to me. Um, oh, okay. I'm gonna say this, and this is me asking a question, because I got something like this as well when I did a reading on Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend, his soon to be wife. I wonder, is this something that's just gonna like, and I don't want to speak this energy out into the world, but I have to ask the question because I feel like I would be doing a disservice if I don't. But there seems like it's something maybe globally that's gonna kind of like put things on a back burner. I don't know how else to say that. Just because I was getting something about something being prolonged or delayed with Jeff Bezos and his bride's wedding, and I believe they're supposed to be getting married this summer too. I don't know when Dua and Callum when they have their wedding day scheduled, but with the Hierophant and the Chariot here, it just feels like something is gonna kind of like grind to a halt or something. Mm. Okay, I'm not gonna get hung up on that, but I did want to point that out just in case there's something that does come up later. But we do have the Eight of Discs, and again, to me, that is something of like time management. Take your time. Something with like timing to me is kind of like the thing here. I don't know if it's she's taking her time to really know them. Maybe they're gonna have a prolonged engagement because hello, the Hierophant and the Chariot that came up underneath here. Maybe they're gonna have a prolonged engagement because they're still really trying to get to know each other. Maybe somebody is once bitten, twice shy kind of thing going on here. But there's something with like taking my time. And this could also be something with like maybe timing wise with again her career, work life balance, something like that. But something around timing, time management um, is a pregnant pause for a lack of other words to use here is something that's coming up. And then we have the Fool here with Callum. And to me, that's just kind of like what I'm getting is kind of like ripping the blindfold off. Like I really see this person for who they are. I'm not going to this just stupidly, just all willy nilly. Maybe practicality is the word that's coming to mind. Also, like practicality. And then we have the Ten of Wands. It's coming up reverse. So I don't know. Do they have to? Again, I don't know how long they've been dating, but it feels like they only been to me in my warped sense of time. Um, it doesn't seem like they've been dating that long, and I just wonder if it's like, at least to my knowledge, it just I wonder what's this burden here that they had to kind of like get over, or what's the burden that they're still kind of dealing with, because again, Hierophant sometimes can deal with those societal structures. I don't know if this is something with religion. Maybe it's a disagreement on religious beliefs, maybe with their families or something. Because I believe if I'm not wrong, isn't she a practicing Muslim, or she followed the faith? And I don't know what his faith is. I would assume it's probably something that's Catholic or Christian, but you know what they say about assuming. Don't make an ass out of you and me. So I don't know. Maybe that's some of the things that's still kind of like a hurdle or kind of like a trying factor in their relationship. But maybe they could work it out. Who knows? Nope, I need to pull more cards because let's see here. Okay. Princess of Swords. See, this is something I would have thought I would have got for Calum because I was getting like practicality here for with the Fool. But now I'm wondering is it her? Something about learning or information, knowledge. I don't know. That's what I think of when I see the Princess of Swords. You're learning something. You're kind of maybe you're putting something into practice that you learned, or you quite haven't put it into practice in the best way. Practice, practicality, practical. It's funny, all of that. Still, those are the words that keep coming up. I don't know what that is. Again, trying to translate what I'm getting here. Princess of Swords and with the Eight of Discs. What is she like really taking her time on? And to me, it doesn't make sense because if you were trying to take your time, why get engaged? If you still don't, if you're still hesitant, you know? If you do hear fireworks and stuff in my background, here in America, it is Juneteenth, but you know, sometimes people just be looking for any reason during the summer to just pop off fireworks. So, yeah. I don't know if you all can hear it. I know I hear it in the playback in my headphones. So, yeah, it's nobody shooting, it's fireworks. Be hearing all those big bangs in the back. Okay, so I had three cards that's stuck here and that flips over on the table. We have the Justice card, we had the Ten of Cups, and the Strength card. Is this something with the family? Okay, let's see. Why is this Fool appearing here for Caleb? I need more understanding and guidance here. Why is the Fool energy here? Yeah, I think it's something with the family. Maybe there is also a concern for the wealth here too. I don't know why I would be on his end, but let me stop downplaying this man. But seriously, I don't know this man. I don't know him to be unless he's like some unknown rich. He comes from some rich family or something. Not understanding why the Ten of Discs would appear here for him, because usually the Ten of Discs to me, it speaks of legacy, lineage, of family fortune. What they call? I'm thinking like heirlooms, or what do you call it? It's not like a foundation. But basically like the things you leave behind to your family, like once you pass on, you move on. What's the wealth that you're kind of like leaving behind for them to enjoy? It's like the card that I think of with the Ten of Discs. So yeah, I don't know Caleb like that, so I'm not trying to speak down on him, but in his context of what I understand and know about him, he seems like he's an up and coming actor, as far as I know. But I could be wrong. I don't know this man like that. And it looks like we're getting the Eight of, oh, let me see, the Eight of Wands here. Sorry, Nine of Wands. And as you can see, the Prince of Cups flipped over in my hand. Princess this, the Princess of Wands. I wonder if these is like the family. Is these like the personalities in the background is kind of like influencing the decision, or making it to where they're hesitant or whatnot. The Empress is still coming up on the bottom here. And to me, usually the Empress is kind of like, yes, it can signify fertility and femininity and womanhood, pregnancies, those kind of things. But I also think of like creativity because I think of like the magician. And I'm inclined to believe, because this is the Empress, I'm inclined to believe this is probably more so her. I don't know if this is going to help her creativity because it is in the upright. So I want to take it as a positive sign. But maybe she's going to do like a Taylor Swift and or a Katy Perry and take some of the influences from her relationship and use it in her music. And we do have the Six of Wands and the Ace of Wands here. So there is something with like creativity, passion that's going on here. But it soon meets the Tower. So I'm not sure. And the Nine of Wands coming up reverse me means that something is not quite in alignment. There's some kind of trouble in this relationship. And I can't hone in on exactly what it is. And I want to kind of say if there's some things here. There's a few things that I can think of from what I know, at least on Dua Lipa's end, of just like, it could be, it's the religion, it could be the stuff with her career, it could be something that typically happens even for us commoners, where it's disagreements or, you know, different people in the family not seeing quite eye to eye on things here, because it's something with like, there's other players or other people at play in this here. There's some kind of hesitant energy in this. I'm not sure where it's stemming from though. Let's see if I'll get more of a bead. The Romantic Lenormand cards. Let's see. Oh, the Moon. Okay, so maybe it's something for us not to know. Secrets, things that are hidden, things that are done in the dark, behind closed doors. Again, that could speak to feminine energy as well. The Moon, feelings, emotions. Something I'm getting is like somebody is not feeling this relationship. I don't know if it's, again, intuitive energies. I could be picking up on somebody else. It may not be them, but it just feels like somebody is not on board with this relationship. Look, the Coffin was the other card that fell out here. And I would also not be doing my job if I didn't say that this is also represented by a diamond. So diamonds and disc are the same thing as speaking of like materialistic things. It's speaking of the physical, the 3D, wealth. It could be money, work, income, those kind of things. And the Coffin is coming up. What is having to end? What is something people are not feeling? You know what? Sidebar conversation. I have a nephew. He's pretty young, and he has been really into bugs lately. He has gone through all the kind of different beetles lately, and he also was talking about moths one day, and I found out and discovered that this is an actual moth. I think they call it a death moth. They only appear in like a few places in the world. I thought this was just creativity, but I did not know death moth was a real thing. But yeah, I found out about that, so that's interesting. But then the other card that wants to come out in this is the Mountain. Going back to Dua and Callum, there's a struggle here. When I see Mountain, I think of things that you have to overcome, an uphill battle. I think of hardship. I think of trials, tribulations, those kind of things. It's something I think that is not public facing, or maybe the public won't know because of the Moon card here, but there is something here that's being called to end or to be resolved here, because again, death doesn't always have to mean the end. It could mean transformation, the shedding of skins. You know, metamorphosis is also another thing I kind of think of with death as well. It doesn't have to necessarily be the end, but you have the coffin here and then you have the mountain. So there's some kind of uphill battle. And another thing that's really coming through to me is like, I wonder if there is some emotional healing that has to take place in this relationship. I don't know if it's from her or from him or from somebody in the family experiencing some kind of like traumatic whiplash with this relationship or something like that. And it's kind of like bringing up old wounds that haven't quite, they've scabbed over, but they haven't quite healed. You know, you peel that scab off and there you go, you're bleeding again. Like, it hasn't quite healed all the way. And, you know, it's also something, it's like a wound that could potentially fester and just ruin things. And so that's more so what I'm picking up on. I feel like there's probably some like past trauma stuff going on, or there's something here again with, what they call it, just incompatible differences. Just look, oh, we have the bear. Is it one of their mamas? Is it a mama bear coming out in this situation? It could just be somebody who is very protective as well, that is kind of like not showing their best side. Like, they probably seem like the most sweetest and kindest person, but in this situation they're not. They're kind of like showing their darker side here. We do have the letter, and the letter could speak to, again, messaging, contracts. It can speak to things of like, why is remorse is a word that's coming forward? I'm just gonna put a pin in that, but remorse is one of the words that just kind of like popped up in my head. Again, not sure where this is coming from, but that is something that's coming up here. And look, we get the cross. This is the second like religious thing that we've gotten in this reading. Because we had the Hierophant, now we have the cross. And the cross doesn't always have to just be like religion. It could just be beliefs, faith, those kind of things. But I just had to point that out. Okay, let's shuffle these cards. Let's finish up here. What's going on here with their relationship energy, because right now it's not reading the best. It's kind of sad. I wasn't expecting this. To me, it's working backwards. If what I'm gathering and the energies I'm gathering from these cards are correct, it's kind of like you bought the carriage before you even bought the horse. You bought the horseshoes before you bought the horse. Like, you're trying to do this backwards. You're trying to put pieces together backwards. You bought a ring. You're saying you're engaged. You're saying you were loved before you actually worked through everything or probably like really got to know this person. And look, we have the mentor here. So I wonder if this somebody, maybe it's somebody in one of their camps, like one of their representatives or managers or something like that, that isn't in agreement with this whole relationship. Ooh, what is this one? The Temple. Third religious card that we got in this reading. Okay, we're not counting these. They all kind of just slid out my hand. That's a lot. Explosive energy there. And the Queen is what wants to stick. Didn't the womb come out last time? I felt like I seen that last time. Is this... Okay, y'all can tell me if I'm crazy. I'm going to throw this conspiracy out there as well, okay? See, I'm warning y'all, allegedly, my conspiracy, my beliefs. Okay, so you can't be sitting up here saying that I said that. What if there's something here? Because I don't know. I know in some religions or in some, what do you want to call it? Different branches of religion or whatever you want to call it. Is it like some kind of concern of like, hey, you know, if you the child take on, or the woman takes on the religion of their partner, or you know, vice versa, or something like, or you take on the religion of your mother. That's the thing you got to do. I wonder, is there some kind of concern here about the child of a future child upbringing or something? If that's something that's a concern or has been an argument. I don't know if she's pregnant right now. I'm not getting that. That's not something that's coming out in the cards, but I'm just saying that because the womb is here, and then we kept getting the religious cards. I don't know if it's something about an argument or discrepancy, because again, with the Ten of Discs, is there some kind of concern about children, grandchildren, line of the propagation of the line? What religions are they going to follow? What's going to be, is there concern about them being that particular religion or having to follow this particular religion or something like that, or this particular belief in today's world? I wonder if that's something. And then going back to the Hierophant that we got last time for the underlying energy, I was saying something about the person who officiates the wedding. I wonder, is that kind of something that's going to come up where they're arguing about who's going to, because again, I don't know Callum's religion. I know more about Dua than I know Callum, because I don't know this man. But as far as I understand, she is a practicing Muslim, or she practiced the Muslim religion. So I wonder, is that something that's going to come up and be an issue? And then look, underlying internal child. Remember, we had the womb. I was saying something about propagation of the line. What's there going to be their beliefs? We also have the sustainer. Notice the hands too. The sustainer, temple, empty room. We also have the queen here, and this is giving very much moon energy to me, kind of that empress energy as well. It's giving very Cancerian. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's gonna be some bump in the road with their relationship. Like, it's probably gonna drag out their engagement because something isn't quite as tight or as put together as it may appear to us on the outside. Okay, let's see what's going to be coming up for Dua in the future. What's going to be coming up for her in the future with her career? Okay, just want to note these because these all seem like they want to come out. We have the Nine of Discs. This very independent woman energy to me. Sometimes I kind of read Nine of Discs as like lesbo energy, but I highly doubt that's her. As far as I understand, that's not her flavor. And then we also have the Empress, that strong femininity card coming through again as well. And then we have that Six of Wands. This seems to keep coming up for her, the Six of Wands. Resting on your laurels. She's going to get recognized for something. This is kind of feeling like, so if you all aren't aware or don't know, when Dua Lipa did that little hip twist dance, and it really blew her up. A lot of people was like sharing it everywhere, like, oh, I'm doing the Dua, and it's, you know, her doing that twist and popping and stuff like that. And people were taking it like, oh, we're congratulating her, and it's like, no, really, honey, they were actually making fun of you, kind of thing. That's kind of like what this feels like. There's something. People, like, she may be getting made fun of, or people are celebrating, but people think it's like a jab at her kind of thing or something with this Six of Wands. I don't know. That's kind of like what I'm getting. But let's see what's coming up here. Ooh. Oh, I had 3 cards fall. Okay, so we have 2 of this, 9 of Cups, and the Justice card in reverse. She keeps getting some 9s here. And they're kind of like my independent, all my ladies, if you feel mad, throw your hands up at me. She's getting a couple of nines here. Okay, so the Two of Discs, yes, I can see this with her. There's some kind of juggling of finances, some kind of maybe a hard decision. Maybe there's also something here about, it could be something of like, do you want to produce or do you want to sing kind of thing, like those kind of like career options coming up for her. I think there's like some kind of career option coming up for her on the horizon. Model, sing, act, choreograph or something. It's just like some kind of tough decisions that she has coming up here with the Two of This. Is more so with this getting, not more so like juggling finances, but it may be something of like, oh, I could take on this project but it may not pay as much, but I really like that, versus this one that pays a lot but it drains my soul. Like it's something like that that's coming up with the Two of This here for me. The Nine of Cups, again, it's giving women some kind of like woman empowerment, independent woman energy as well. But the Nine of Cups typically leans to kind of like wish fulfillment, something that you want to do or to happen. And going back to the Two of This again, this is a career decision I can make that could make me happy, but it don't make me a lot of money. So maybe she's going to choose what fulfills her. It may not fulfill her pockets, but it fulfills her. But then we also have the Justice card here coming up in reverse. So to me, this is kind of like you're kind of going back to that Six of Wands energy that I was getting. Something feels like false flag, false advertisement, fake congratulations, something you are being maybe applauded for, but is really like a sneer at you. It's really, like here in the States, they'd be like, oh, we have something we like to do where it's, oh, you're homely. This is very homely. And it's like, no, that's a dig. They're saying like you look ordinary or basic kind of thing. It's something like that. I feel like it feels almost like a fake, false accusation, false flag, something of that nature. And then we have, look, the Five of Cups. Something that's going to make you cry, or it's not quite what it appears. You're focusing on the negative instead of the good that's coming out of this here. And I do want to, because with her being a celebrity, I do think it's going to be something very public because of all the eyes here. And then we have the King of Cups. Something emotional. What is this? Or is it something with her relationship? I don't know what Callum's zodiac sign is. Is he a water sign? I don't know what her sign is either. Is this something stemming from a guy? And then this is also the Four of Cups. Something that you are refusing to deal with. You kind of keep putting it off. You keep... Oh my God, I call myself this all the time, and now the word is slipping my freaking mind. But you keep putting something off when you could have just got done and you got it over and done with, but you keep just kind of like postponing it. It's kind of like what this Four of Cups is giving me here. So I think there is something in her career line of sight that is going to be, I don't know why this is kind of giving me like Katy Perry vibes. It's something, it feels something like with the Katy Perry comparison here. And what I mean by that is like, you remember when she came out with, what album was that? Was that 365 where she's like holding, it's like or 469? I don't freaking know. She got the eyeball, or is it Witness? I think it's Witness, where she has the eyeball on her forehead and she's like covering her mouth. I feel like around that time it's almost like, how everybody was applauding her for Swish Swish, but they was kind of also making fun of her about that. Like, what kind of what do they call it? What kind of it's not propagation. Appropriation is going on here. What kind of appropriating is going on here? What in the Karen? It was kind of like that, but people liked the song. It was like something they liked, but they were really making fun of her about it. I think she's gonna have something like that that's coming up for her. But it also feels like, I think there's also going to be some comparisons or some parallel similarities to kind of also the relationship aspects of like, oh, she's with this nice guy, but she seems to just kind of like falling out the spotlight, or she's kind of cringy or something like that. I don't know. It's some Katy Perry comparison that's coming up for me here. Okay, and then we have, see, look, I think she needs to follow her gut on whatever this upcoming project or choice that she has, because she has the clover here. Let's make sure. Let's see what this Nine of Cups. Hey, that was a lot. That was a lot. So there's a lot going to be going on here. I always know when it's like explosive energy, when I'm focusing on a certain question. Hey, look, see? It kind of, what I'm hearing, like, it should be easy choice. Like, you know what you want to do. With the Mountain coming up in reverse this time. It's like, you know it's an easy choice. Like, just go do it. Book. And the Justice card. So the book with the Justice card, knowledge, something you being informed about, something that's becoming known. Maybe people are going to judge you about it. But again, it's something like false flag. I don't know. Look, here we go with that man again. It's something about a man. It's the man, my man, my man. Because look, King of Cups and the man card coming up in reverse. I think it's something to do with the man. Oh, the coffin too, and the sun. Something is being revealed. The dog, a friend. Or it could be, you know, a dog. Man's best friend. Take that title that you want to hear it, because you know somebody is coming out with an album soon with that title. I have to point that out. I gotta be messy. I'm sorry. I gotta be messy and point that out. Again, I don't know how all the girls are connected, but I'm just giving you what I'm getting. Let's see here. We're gonna wrap this up. What else? Additional energy, Spirit, can you let me know about future career? It's coming up in the future for Dua Lipa. Her career. Let's see here. Okay, that's a lot. Yeah. So we do have something about the heart, the shadow, the gem, the comic. See, the comic gives me pause because I keep saying it feels like it's something she's going to be made fun of for, or people are going to kind of like try to crucify her about or something. It's like, it's not even that big of a deal. Like, you just had to have been there kind of thing. Okay, I got to read what the Anima Mundi is again. Not sure what that one's referring to. We have the crone. So again, something about messaging, information. This could be the internet again when I see the crone, because I'm thinking raven. Something that's going to be known, exposed, revealed, messaging. I just think of like some kind of messaging. And what else do we have here? The reading. Okay, gotta get the book here because I gotta see what Anima Mundi was. I believe it's towards the end of the book because I believe it's one of the initiations. Some of y'all are probably like, what is she talking about? Initiations in the book. I'm pretty sure it's towards the back. Am I wrong? No, I'm very much right. So the Anima Mundi deals with tending to the sacred details of life, overwhelmed by the bigness of existence, alchemical drawings as well. It is the energy behind the worlds. Okay, I don't know if this has any kind of, it could just be my mind. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna put that disclaimer out there. But why would I was when I was reading this and I was getting something about is dealing with the energies behind the world, the world. I thought of that Soldier Boy clip where he was like, "Drake, you mean the man who's hiding his son from the world and not the world from his kid," or something like that. He said. I thought about that. That came to mind. Don't know if that's gonna have any kind of actual bearings on this. It could just be my mind just relating things because I'm chronically online and just know too much stuff when it comes to stupid meme cultures. Or not say meme culture, but when it comes to like just stupid stuff, I'm not on the brain rot with y'all Gen Alphas, but yeah, it just that's what it made me think of. But also in another sense, okay, Anima Mundi, the crone, watchful eyes, the world seeing you, something about the ring here. What is that like public ridicule or something here? Like, or public, I don't want to say ridicule, it's getting more like public persecution almost of some sorts. But it really shouldn't be that serious. Like, y'all persecuting her over this, it feels like cancel culture type thing. Like you're trying to cancel her over something that doesn't really bear any weight. It's not really any substance behind it. Like, why are we canceling her for this again? It's something like that. I feel like she's gonna have coming up. I wonder again if it's gonna be stemming from this like this supposedly easy or simple choice that she's gonna be faced with, but she's probably also gonna face backlash for it. I'm not sure. I feel like it might have something to do with men. It may not have something to do with men. My man, my man, my man. But yeah. I would love to see what in the heck I'm picking up on in this reading. Um and kind of just like what is referring to in the future. Because yeah, it isn't clear to me because again I don't know Callum, I don't know Dua like that, so I don't know what this could be like really trying to address here. I'm kind of like throwing out what it could be alluding to and the references that I'm getting in regards to these cards, but it could all just be bullcrap, hence why it's alleged for entertainment purposes only. So I'm just wondering what this is referring to and what is it that I'm picking up on that sounds crazy now, but it will make sense in the future. You know, I would definitely be interested in playing this back and seeing what I get wrong and what I get right. Or what I was kind of like alluding to or trying to explain that I'm not explaining very well right now. So, yeah. So let me know what you all think down in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about this. If there is some Dua Lipa fans that can kind of like shed some light or something that I said that kind of makes sense or what you think it could be alluding to, please share with the classroom because I'm interested to know what I could be picking up on here. For those of you who were watching this video, thank you all again so much for joining me, for watching, for giving your thumbs up, your likes, for sharing. Make sure that you also subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see the next time I upload, because I do have a few more up my sleeve that I plan to roll out, and you want to see those. You want to make sure you get the notification for those. So with all of that being said, I wish you all a great night or day wherever you are. I wish you peace, love, happiness, joy, and all the little things that we have every day. Expressing that gratitude because it's fine. Can be hard. It can get hard to be grateful for the little things that you had that you overlook. So let's express gratitude, and yeah, I will see you all in the next video.